Hello, everybody. Good morning. Well, it's morning where I am. It's just under 10 o'clock. And some of you may know me and know that breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day. And so this morning, I live in the deserts of Southern California, and it's about 100 degrees already this morning. And it's a little humid this weekend. So it was too hot to cook. Plus, I was DJing out last night until past midnight, so I was a little tired. So too hot, too tired to cook. So instead, I went and picked up breakfast at two of my favorite places to do a comparison. One is Jack in the Box, and the other is everybody's, local favorite or they know of McDonald's. Now, Jack in the Box, I don't think is as well known as McDonald's. They may not be in every state, they may not be in every city, and I'm pretty sure they're not in every country, whereas McDonald's is pretty much worldwide. Now, everybody knows the McDonald's breakfast. This is their deluxe big breakfast platter. It usually runs under $5. Right now in my area, they have this little coupon that came in the mail that says it's $3.49. And for under $5, you get eggs, you get bacon and sausage, the hash browns, some pancakes, and an English muffin. And of course, you get all of this kind of stuff that comes with it. Of course, where you go and how much of this stuff they put in there will vary. And of course, you get the ubiquitous fork and knife. Over at Jack in the Box, the breakfast runs $3.49. Right now, they're running a special where it's only $2.99. And for that price, you get eggs, your choice of bacon and sausage. Actually, you can have bacon and sausage, or all bacon or all sausage. You get the hash brown patty, and you get some scrambled eggs. Then, of course, they give you some stuff on the side as well. Now, one of the things I always have hated about McDonald's when it comes to their hash browns is that they're always so greasy. You just look at that, and it's well cooked, but look at the napkin it's been sitting on. It's just a big old puddle of grease. And, of course, it then becomes very difficult to get out of the package. So you either have to eat it out of the package like you would eat an ice cream cone, or you have to kind of pry it out, and then it kind of falls apart. And it doesn't really always look very appetizing. Now, the Jack in the Box one, and then again, look at all the grease that's sitting on the napkin, and that's just from being in the bag and cooking. Now, the Jack in the Box one, they don't package it separately from the breakfast. They put it in with everything else. And with everything else, it kind of stays, of course, the little packages I'm going to open. It's underneath the bacon, and it stays moist. It's a little greasy to the touch, because the oil's on the bottom. But they're both pretty much the same kind of thing. It's just, those hash brown patties and deep fried in oil just like they would with their French fries. Now, with the McDonald's breakfast, like I said, you get both the English muffin, which is, they can't really mess up an English muffin. You get some bacon. Sorry, my gardener's here blowing the lawns and everything like that. And then they stick a sausage patty in there for you as well. With Jack in the Box, you can choose all bacon, all sausage, or both. I prefer bacon, so that's why I got the bacon. Now, comparing the two bacons, you look at the McDonald's bacon, and it's basically two itty-bitty little half slices. They're kind of soggy, not very crisp. And you look at the Jack in the Box ones, and they're actually a little crisper, so they probably at least grill them. Whereas I'm sure McDonald's probably just, sticks them in the microwave when you order the breakfast platter. So if I had to choose one for just the meats, I would probably pick the Jack in the Box because the bacon just looks a little bit more appetizing. When it comes to the eggs, it's basically just your typical scrambled eggs that everyone has gotten from McDonald's for years and years and years. It's it's a poured out mix, and they pour it into one square, basically, and they fold it and fold it and fold it and turn it into this square of egg. It's probably equivalent of about an egg, maybe an egg and a half. Not sure. But, it's always the same. It's got a decent texture, if a bit rubbery. It's got some good moisture to it, so it's not like they're all dried out and icky. Now, Jack in the Box, on the other hand, their eggs are more like regular scrambled eggs. So they're fluffier, for lack of a better word, but they're kind of more difficult to eat because they're drier and they kind of fall apart. So they're not bad, but they're not great. Now, with both, like I said, you get pancakes. With the McDonald's pancakes, you get 3 of their very typical big, fluffy pancakes. Whether they make them fresh or not, I really don't know whether they're made fresh in the restaurant or if they're made somewhere else and then they just kind of microwave them or something. I'm not sure. But they're really good pancakes. They're good size, obviously. And so on the pancake side, McDonald's surely wins. Jack in the Box, you've got these little silver dollar pancakes, these little $half pancakes that probably, and again, I'm not sure, they probably are made somewhere else and then they're sent to the restaurant frozen and they just kind of microwave them, maybe slip them on the griddle for about 2 minutes or something like that just to kind of warm them through. You get 8 of these little pancakes, so probably about the same amount of pancake as you would get from McDonald's. The great thing about the small ones is that they're bite size. You can basically just pick one of these suckers up, dip it in your syrup, and just pop it right in your mouth. One of the things, though, that again, that's really great, though, is for the extra bit of money from McDonald's, at least you get an English muffin. You can then, put your butter on it, your jam. You could make a little sausage McMuffin kind of thing out of it because you've got your sausage. So you could take your English muffin, you could take your sausage, you could take your egg, put it on there, and have yourself a breakfast sandwich if you really wanted to. The packaging is different for both of them. McDonald's gives you the styrofoam tray with the lid. Jack in the Box gives you this plastic tray with its lid. Now the interesting thing is if you want to, you could actually probably stick this sucker from Jack in the Box in your dishwasher, reuse it, pack lunch in it, whatever you want to do, and it's probably microwavable and dishwasher safe on the top level and all that kind of garbage. On the presentation of the eggs, McDonald's wins hands down, even though, it's this kind of odd square-looking egg. It's got a better texture and will be easier to eat than the Jack in the Box eggs, but then the Jack in the Box eggs at least look more like scrambled eggs because, it's chunky, fluffy pieces of egg. Taste-wise, they both taste about the same. Of course, trying to get a piece of the McDonald's eggs is difficult because it's this solid chunk. The Jack in the Box eggs taste like they may be made with some of the egg substitute, egg beaters, that kind of thing. However they make them, they're definitely done from a liquid base. And they have a little bit of a spicy taste to them. You can taste like maybe a little bit of salt and pepper might be in there. Whereas the McDonald's eggs probably also come from a liquid egg mixture, but they're blander as the taste goes. So the McDonald's eggs, while they look prettier, don't necessarily taste any better. Now, if I go back to our hash browns, the Jack in the Box hash browns are kind of oily and greasy, just like the McDonald's ones. You can kind of see the oil there. They don't have as much of a crunch as McDonald's hash browns do. Whether that's because of how they're cooked, maybe they're not cooked as long or cooked at as high as the temperature, so they don't get as crispy as the McDonald's ones, whereas at least the McDonald's still have a bit of a crunch to them, even 20 minutes after taking them out of the bag. So hash browns, I got to give props to McDonald's because the hash browns are just a little bit better. Maybe if Jack in the Box cooked them a little longer or at a slightly higher temperature, and they would get crispier. they might not also absorb as much of the grease and oil. So there you have it. I will say that for ease of eating, the Jack in the Box pancakes kind of win because, again, like I said, you can just take this sucker, dip it in your little bucket of syrup, pop it right in your mouth. Whereas the McDonald's ones, because they're regular full-size pancakes, you can't really do that as much. You need to actually be able to take your fork, cut it apart, get your piece of pancake out, then you can dip in your sauce, your syrup, or whatever. The McDonald's have more of a fresh pancake taste. They taste more like if you were using a buttermilk biscuit mix to make your pancakes, whereas the Jack in the Box ones, kind of a little floury tasting, but they've got a sweetness to them that the McDonald's ones don't. The McDonald's ones taste more like a doughy flavor, more like a bread flavor, whereas the Jack in the Box pancakes are a little sweeter and taste more like, something you would have for breakfast. So for the most part, I think I would prefer the McDonald's breakfast. One, yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but at least you also get the nice, you get an English muffin, a toasted grilled English muffin. And the eggs are a little bit more of a solid mass, so they're easier to eat than the Jack in the Box ones. Let me pull my sausage patty out of here. I'm not a big fan of sausage, so that's why I didn't really get the sausage. With McDonald's, you're pretty much given one and one, whereas with Jack in the Box, you get your choice. So you can choose bacon, you can choose sausage. Again, this is the bacon from McDonald's. Basically, it's about it's one slice of bacon, and it's kind of not crisp, kind of chewy. So it could very well be that they microwave the bacon. Whereas the Jack in the Box, I've got 3 slices of bacon. You can see that it's been crisped and browned, and it's got a bit more of a smoky flavor. So it's a nicer bacon. It's a better bacon. So in reality, they both kind of give a tie. Jack in the Box would be a little bit easier to eat, everything except for the eggs, whereas McDonald's gives you a little bit more. Both come in at under $5. When I drove away from Jack in the Box, because they were on sale for $2.99, my total was $3.22, including tax. When I drove away from McDonald's, I didn't have my coupon with me, but the coupon would have saved me a little bit, but it still would have been about $1 more. But as it was, it ran $4.95, including tax at McDonald's. Both of them obviously are available with coffee if you drink coffee. So that's about it. I would say probably I would choose more often the Jack in the Box one just because I like the eggs flavor a little bit better and I like the bacon more. But there are things about the McDonald's ones that I like a little bit better, like the crispiness of the hash browns and the fact that you get an English muffin. So that's about it. And this is my first time reviewing, so pardon me if I do a lot of uhs and stops and breaks and don't always maybe say things properly, but that's about it. Hope you're having a good day and enjoy your breakfast whenever you have it. Bye-bye. Oh, speaking of breakfast whenever you have it, that's one of the things I've always appreciated about Jack in the Box, is you can get breakfast served all day long. So you can get this breakfast platter any time of the day or night. McDonald's is now offering breakfast all day, but it's only select menu items, things like the sausage McMuffin, maybe some of the biscuits. So you can't always get this breakfast all day long. That may change in the near future, who knows? But that is, again, one of the things I've always appreciated about Jack in the Box, is you can get breakfast served all day long. So whether you get their breakfast platter, or you get their sourdough jacks, or any of the breakfast sandwiches or things that Jack in the Box, you can get them all day long. So again, that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I've babbled on a little bit, but for my first one, hopefully this wasn't too bad. Jack in the Box breakfast platter versus McDonald's deluxe breakfast platter, both under $5.